In this video, we are going to cover tickets related to operating system installation and methods. Now, because this is very basic installation tips and concepts shared in the beginning of this course, we're not going to go into advanced deployments or anything like that. Everything will come with its own sequence. So in this video, they have showed us that how to install a manual installation using an ISO or a CD or a USB. And then they also talked about image, where they are telling us that usually when we do all the work on the operating system, we take an image, so then things become a little easier for us next time if somebody say we have to get a machine very quickly out there. We don't have to wait for the whole installation. And in some cases, image can be used as a backup, where let's say a machine is not working and something crash, and you have the full backup as an image or backup system for that operating system, then you can get it back very quickly. So let's talk about this in a real world scenario, how this works at the very basic level. All right, so let's talk about this ticket. Ticket number one: create a new Windows 11 installation on a master machine. Once you are done with the installation, create a basic image of Windows 11 so that we can use it for new users. So basically, this could be something from a manager or a coworker, where let's say you have a lot of uh, laptops that are coming from Dell, HP, or some other vendors, and your manager is asking you to pick up one laptop. This is going to become our master image or a golden image, whatever they want to call it, and then go ahead and install Windows 11 operating system on this laptop. Do all of that basic setup, installation, basic configuration, and some, maybe they want to add certain application to it. And then go ahead and take a full image so that we don't have to do this again and again for, let's say, next 300 similar machines that we're going to give out. And that is something that a lot of people use in their deployments, but it can be very advanced stuff. This is something that I'm just giving you a little bit of understanding of how companies work with mostly something in bulk or something that they need to prepare themselves ahead. So this image could be used for that. And let's say you give it out to a user, and in the next 5 days, a user come back to you and say, "Oh, he or she spilled something on that laptop and it's totally gone." So you could probably give them a new laptop, or if that laptop is working and let's say something happened to the operating system, so maybe you can just go back and re-image the machine back to its original state because you have that copy. The operating system copy is with you, and you have done all that work, and you just put it back on a blank new laptop like this one. So there could be many scenarios, but this is just a basic one that I'm trying to share that skill set with you. So later on, the more you get into this, the more chapters you go through, the more deployments and methods you are going to learn. So now that I highly assume that you went through this video and you probably did a little bit of research on your own, and now you're ready to do the practice on a real ticketing system. So go ahead and open a new portal in a new tab. You can open a new browser, type jobskillshare.org, go to dashboard, and sometimes in the tickets section when the video is available, we also put a button. I'm going to show you that very quickly. So right now in here in Windows OS, we have tickets right here, and if you scroll down, there's this button now. So each time when a ticket video is uploaded, the button will be available as well. So I can directly launch it even from a different module. It's going to be the same lab. So I'm going to go ahead and launch it from here. And if you're following our ticket videos, you already know how to get into these labs from scratch if you want to start how I did it in ticket one. So here what we have the same systems that we have been using. And again, I'm going to remind you, I'm doing something very custom, so you cannot reach out to this support. Whatever you're doing, you need to follow 100% step-by-step video to replicate the tickets that I'm doing. Because at this point, this support don't know what we're doing, and they will not be able to support you unless all these devices are turned down, access is not working, and things like that. You can certainly reach out to this support then, but not for the teachings that I am basically showing in this video. So to showcase the installation from scratch, we are going to use a PLAB Win 10 machine because it has Hyper-V, which is a virtualization. And what that is, basically, you have a machine, and inside the machine, there's this capability we can showcase installation because it has more RAM and that application is already installed. So I'm going to go ahead and start in this machine, Windows 10. I'm going to go to Windows Administrative Tools, and here I am going to open Hyper-V Manager. When you open Hyper-V Manager, you're only going to see this PLAB Win 11 home. I created this Win 11, which I'm going to show you how I created this from scratch. Let's say we have the same scenario where we need to create a brand new Windows 11 image on that one fresh laptop that we need to keep with ourselves. So let's go ahead and create this from scratch. I'm going to click on New, and then I'm going to click on Virtual Machine. And in Virtual Machine, I'm going to click on Next. And here I'm going to name it Win 11B. You can name it Win 11 because that's what you're going to use. And make sure when you come over here, click on Store Virtual Machine in different location. Go to Browse. And then you're going to click on this ISO D. This has more space. So you need to create this folder called VM and then select that VM and click on Select like that. If it's not there, you just right click, create a folder, call it VM, select, and then basically it's right there. So make sure it's D/VM/ like that. And I'm going to click on Next here. And you need to pick Generation 2 for Windows 11. Generation 1 will give you error. So you need to click on Generation 2. We need to go to click Next. And here, because we do have enough RAM in this machine, we're going to remove 1 and we're going to replace it with 4 because it has 8 gigs RAM. So I think this is enough for this machine. Go ahead and uncheck the dynamic memory virtual machine. Click Next. For us to make sure that we get connection, you need to click on Connection and click on Default Switch. Then click on Next. And then here, make sure you change this 127 GB to 35. That's to make sure that the D drive have this much space. So then go ahead and click Next, and then this is where you need to basically tell the operating system or virtual operating system to install the actual Windows operating system from. This is a little like virtual CD. So you click on it, go to Browse, go to ISO right here where in D you just click on ISO. This is a folder right here. Actually, let me just show you. That's where you're going to see this. And here we are going to pick the Windows 11 Business Edition and then click Next and Finish. But we're not done yet. Once this is finished, you're going to right click on your virtual machine, go to Settings, and make sure that you go to the processors and change this to 2 and move this up a little bit. Let's see, we're going to apply this. So it's 2 processors because we need to make it a little faster. And when you go to security right here, you need to make sure that this is enabled or else you're going to get error. Enable trusted platform module. And once you click on enable, you see how it changes to TPM. And then we're going to go ahead and go down and click on apply. And then we're going to click OK. Once you do this, then you're going to right click on your operating system and we're going to start the operating system. So now you see that your operating system has started. All right, so now you're going to right click again and then you're going to click on connect. That's how you connect with the virtual machine. So once you do this, you see that you may get this error right here. So let's see what we have. Okay, we're going to do a restart now. And if you see that message, you can do the restart, or if it's not restarting, go ahead and go to action, do the reset. And when you do the reset, you need to do something very quickly. You need to click inside the black screen and click enter. It needs to be done like in a second. So as soon as you see the black screen, just click in it, quickly click the mouse inside, and then start clicking the keyboard. So once you do this, you see the application goes out and it says, I'm going to install an operating system from that virtual CD that we have defined early on. If you miss this step where it's a black screen and you don't click inside and click the keyboard button very quickly, this is your keyboard on the laptop or your normal keyboard, then you're going to get that error. Okay, so once you see the screen, it's simple installation now. Now let me explain it to you in real world how things will work in a real environment. Let's go ahead to this. Let's say you go to a room and that laptop is available out there. You just open that laptop, and in that laptop, nothing is installed at that point. Let's say the company that is selling you the whole Dell systems or HP systems, usually they will send an operating system installed already on it. If that's not the case, they will give you a USB or a CD. These days, I don't think CDs are available, so they will give you a USB. So, USB, you basically plug that USB inside this laptop, and you will go to the laptop configuration and you will basically start the laptop from the USB. So, when you click on that, hey, my name is this laptop, I am gonna start myself from this USB, then that installation will kick in and you will see actually this screen at that point. So it's not a virtualization installation anymore. We show virtualization just to show you how things are done, but in reality, you are actually putting an operating system on a real laptop. So you will plug in the USB, CD, or if it's already installed, as soon as you open it, you're going to see this screen in the beginning, or maybe some other screen that will show you how to get started. After this, it's basically clicking on next and clicking on install now. Now, at this point, of course, you will ask your managers, your coworkers, what type of operating system we need to install. Whichever licenses they have bought from Microsoft or some other companies, they will let you know that part. In our case, we are told to install Windows 11 Enterprise. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that one. And you're going to click on Windows 11 Enterprise. And then here you're going to accept the agreement, click Next. And of course, this is a brand new installation. We're not doing an upgrade. We're going to click Custom and then pick that virtual system that we have picked. In a real laptops, basically this 35 GB is a real hard drive and it's going to show up on your screen right here, just like how it's showing in the virtual environment. So we will select that and we're going to click next. And now after this, it's going to go out there and it's going to install the whole operating system. I have already did this part. Now keep in mind that when this is over, it's going to take some time. So be patient. And even in real world environment, real world work, IT is something that you have to wait for a lot of these type of actions. If you have that mindset that why things are not working, why things are not going fast, this is not something you will be able to fix because that's how operating system is built depending on your RAM. Are you using SSD versus non-SSD? So there are many things that you will come across that is natural and you have to create that mindset around it. Now this is important. After your operating system finish installing in this lab, you will be asked to give it a name. So I gave it admin name, I gave it password, the security, just whatever you use it, just go through that basic step by step information. And once your machine is ready, it will restart multiple times and it will get to this screen. And I haven't done anything else. But the one thing that I want to tell you that it takes time in any type of situation, and it will take time in the beginning. So you need to give that time till you get to this point. So at this point, our machine is totally ready and it's just have that initial user that we have just created after installation. So I'm going to go ahead and give the password. Now, if you forget this password, if you have whatever password that you have given in the beginning and you forgot it, then you have to redo everything from scratch. None of the lab passwords will work. Nobody will be able to support you. This is something that you have created and you have given the password. So if you forget your own password, then there's no way you can fix it. You'll have to go back and redo everything from scratch. Now, there you go. This is how your normal operating system will look like. It's a fresh operating system. There's nothing in it right now. So, our goal is to basically get into this operating system. And the first thing what people will do is they will get into the operating system, they will update it, they will change the name, and so many different things they will do step by step. Now, how would you know what type of things you have to do with the operating system? It's up to the company. Whatever they tell you, you need to do that because every company have customization going on, different products going on, different techniques that they have been learning for years and years. So if your coworker has been in that job for many years, I'm sure that coworker have developed a very easy way to manage this sort of things. They would basically tell you what you need to do for that specific installation in the beginning. So let's assume we went out there and we did updates, we did a lot of different things, and let's just create one folder here just to kind of make it look like that we did something here. So we're going to make a folder here and I'm going to say we did a lot of work. I'm just typing things. Now, this is where things can go a little more advanced, which I'm not going to cover right now. That's something you will learn later on. That's when the images type of solution will play a big role in your career. So if you did all this stuff, a lot of people will have different type of techniques, softwares, or tools where you have done all this. Now there will be a tool available for you or in the system, or maybe Windows have its own systems, and they will say, we are using this specific tool. Go ahead and take a whole backup image of this machine. So they will tell you exactly what to do. You're going to go into that system and you're 1, 2, 3 or steps or everything, and you basically will follow their techniques and the way they have done things. So it will take a copy of this whole thing that you have done, and it will save it into some sort of system. So one, then you have a different laptop and you turn on the brand new laptops, let's say 50, 30, 40, or maybe some machine went down. You can go back to that system and say, I want that image to be deployed to this machine while you drink coffee. So this is how more advanced solutions will work. We're not going to cover that right now because you will need to learn all of that information from different type of chapters to understand the whole concept. So, but in virtualization, I can quickly show you, like I just kind of like give you an idea of how this would work. So let me just go ahead and go back to our Hyper-V. So how do you go back? You basically scroll down like there, and of course, you need to shut down the machine properly. I'm not going to do that. That's fine. It's all lab system. And let's assume I want to get another Windows 11 machine just like this one. I want to create a new one without installing a whole operating system. That's like me doing the same thing on an actual physical laptop, where let's say I put the image in a USB and I just go there and use some sort of tool and just drop the whole image on top of that laptop. So the first thing is, what we're going to do is we're going to go into a folder called VM, that because that's where our image is. So I'm going to go to this VM right now. This is just to showcase things to you right now. So I'm going to create something here, Win 11 copy, just like that. And I am going to go to Windows 11 and go to virtual disks, and I'm going to copy this Windows 11. So think of this as a image. Whatever tool you use, they will teach you how to do this in your companies, and you will get the whole hard disk or the image of that machine somehow, right? In this case, I'm just manually copying it and I'm putting it right here and dropping it, that hard disk over here. Did I copy it? Let's go back. Virtual hard disk, right click, copy. I'm going to go back to ISO's VM, copy, right click. Oh yeah, I didn't copy it. So I'm copying that image or that hard disk into this new area, and this is something that I'm doing in virtualization. Not the best technique, but just to showcase how this works. Like, I'm trying to avoid installing the whole operating system, everything that I did, and I want to avoid that. And I'm going to show you how other systems actually use this. So me doing this copying manually, just showcasing this, that other applications use the same techniques, but it will be some sort of advanced way, where it's going to be like a portal or an online link or an application. It goes out there, it's grab this a hard disk from a different type of machine that you have created. It brings it to some sort of central place where, like, you have a storage. It keeps it there, and then when you have 30, 40 laptops and say, I want to be getting that copy, it goes on the network and then basically grab that copy and put it on top of these laptops. So me doing this in a virtual environment is actually a practical showcasing what they usually do in a real softwares. And of course, they are more advanced. They kind of, strip down the IDs from it, sysprep it. These are the things that you will learn later on when you get to more advanced level. Now, you must be wondering, do I really need to know this stuff to get a entry level job? In some cases, really, in most cases, they don't require you to know the deployments, but knowing about images is always a good thing, not just for you landing a job, but once you start doing a job and they give you all these advanced step by step solutions. Yes, they expect you to just follow that, but knowing it a little bit hands on is really gonna give you less stress when you're actually working. So now we have copied that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna showcase now. Before, I created a virtual machine and I had to install operating system on it. The whole idea is that I'm gonna create a virtual machine now again, and I'm gonna give it the same type of uh, you know requirements. Win11, and I'm going to call this Win11C. And here I'm just going to pick the storage, the storage where I picked this machine. I'm going to go to ISO VM and select that folder. I'm going to click next here. And then, of course, I'm going to pick generation 2 because that's the one we picked. Same RAM. Just assume that this is an identical laptop sitting with me, and I'm doing this. Oops, I need to actually pick the switch. And here you see this is the important part. I'm not creating a brand new virtual hard disk. I am actually using an image now. So I'm going to go out there and use existing virtual hard disk. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to go to D, go to the VM. This is the copied one, and I'm going to pick this one. This is the one that I copied. I'm going to click next, finish. And once I finish, I still need to go back to the settings here, and then I need to make sure some of the settings that I made for the previous machine, it matches that. So 2 vCPUs. In security, you need to enable the TPM and apply, and then OK. And then let's see, if I turn on this machine, does it give me the same thing that I created early on? So that will show you that how powerful copying images, operating system like that is to save you time in a huge way. All right, you may get this box. Just click on connect here and wait for a second. And you can see that our operating system is coming up. There you go. It just came up. Let's go ahead and give the password. You see the admin is there. The password is this. What does that tell us? It saves us all that time that we have to. Now here you go. There's the folder out there. So that just to show you, if you would have done the tiny miny things on a laptop, you spend, let's say, almost 1 hour or 2 hours. That is done like in probably 2-3 minutes, right? So systems are very fast these days. On the network, it can pull that image and deploy it on 40-50 computers in a matter of minutes. That sort of things back in the days would take us days. And if we didn't know about imaging solutions, and things were really slow, we would spend a whole day in a lab environment just to image 40 machine. That would be like a big project for us. But these days, everything is like this. You have a software, it grabs the master image, and then you say, I want it on these 40 other laptops that are standing out there. Give this image to all these 40 laptops, and boom, it's going to go out and do it. Now, think about the images that it can be used for recovery, it can be used for single type of, fixing. It can be used for many things. You can even bring that image to the virtual environment. But of course, it's advanced stuff. It depends on what your company wants you to use images for. So you don't want to go too crazy in the beginning. If you know the concept right now, just move on to the next chapter, and later on you're going to understand even more about deployments and images in different type of tools. So at this point, if you got the point, you got the point, and you need to move on to the next chapter.